Hello, I'm James Cridland, the radio futurologist, and I write a newsletter called Radioland, which you can get at james.cridland.net/radioland. And this is it for October the 5th, 2025. ACMA, you should kick Kyle off FM radio. There's much media movement in Australia. SCA are to merge with Seven West Media. That brings together Australia's largest radio company, worth $206 million. They own 86 radio stations, including Triple M and the Hit Network, and Australia's second biggest television network, worth $223 million, and Seven West also own the leading newspaper in West Australia. It's subject to two separate regulatory approvals, though both are unlikely to be major showstoppers. As a merger, it makes good sense, two similar-sized companies with plenty of synergies to benefit from. Meanwhile, trouble at ARN. ACMA, the Australian media regulator, has again ruled against ARN's Kyle and Jackie O for, quotes, repeatedly and deliberately airing content that is vulgar, sexually explicit, and deeply offensive. ACMA has so far found 12 breaches in 2025 alone. ACMA, the wettest of all global media regulators, is currently thinking about what to do next. Well, a day after ACMA nervously released their timid pronouncement, ARN's CEO, Kieran Davis, announced he was to step down. He'll be replaced by Chief Operating Officer Michael Stevenson. The ACMA report wasn't mentioned. ACMA has the power to pull Kyle and Jackie O off the public radio spectrum. They have the power to pull the licences for KISS in Sydney and Melbourne altogether. Or they have the power to do nothing at all except wring their hands in an awkward way. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese went to Kyle's wedding, after all, and who would want to upset one of the Prime Minister's friends? However, it's difficult to square a wet and weedy ACMA decision with Australia's upcoming ban of all social media websites for under-16s, which comes into force in December. Why should YouTube be banned in December to under-16s when you can listen to much worse content? If you read the full ACMA investigation, you'll read all of the eye-watering transcripts. So why should YouTube be banned when you can listen to that on an FM radio station during the school run? How can Anthony Albanese claim he's on the side of families when his own media regulator is allowing this kind of content to continue on free-to-air FM radio? I would suggest that ACMA have no option but to act quickly and decisively and require that Kyle and Jackie O are removed from the public broadcast spectrum for a 12-month period. Kyle and Jackie O can continue their lurid games behind an age verification tool on the company's iHeartRadio app if they like. And curiously, that would be good for Australians who wouldn't hear this crap on the FM dial. It would be good for pressure group MFW, who've been successfully persuading advertisers to boycott the programme. And it would be good for ARN and Kyle and Jackie O, who would be uncensored and free, and they could have a significant effect on the take-up of online radio for those who really want it. Elsewhere, with the plethora of social media tools these days, it can be difficult to monitor them all. So congratulations to Radioland supporter Studio, who've launched a very cool-looking studio panel that brings together all of your messages together, including email, along with weather information and a phone system. The company is based in Melbourne and has been operating for 7 years under the name of Broadcast Launch. I guess they finally launched. So congratulations to them. Studio is spelled with 2 I's if you want to learn more about that. So that's studio with 2 I's.io. I was interviewed about FM switch off and DAB Plus and IP for Italian publication Newslinet. I linked to that today from my newsletter. I also have a new portable travel radio. Chances are that the listeners of this podcast will be the ideal audience for it. It's the Deepelec DP666. I've reviewed it in tedious length on my blog, and lucky for you, I've also reviewed it in tedious length on this podcast as well. So go and have a listen to that. It's the geekiest, least consumer-friendly radio you'll see, but I bet you want one too. After I was sad about the lack of awards for radio and audio in Australia after the closure of the ACRAs, Radioland reader Danae Gibson of RTR-FM reminds me of the continued existence of the CBAA Community Broadcasting Awards. Quite right, thank you for that. Radar has released the Midas study for summer 2025. It's a comprehensive look at all of the different types of audio listened to in the UK, with a nice graph showing the growth of connected audio, which is increasing significantly, both in terms of reach, but also in terms of time spent listening. Catch-up radio in Midas is separated out, and consumption of that is really interesting. Computers account for 20% of listening time to catch-up radio. Mobile phones, well, 3 times as long, 58% of listening time of catch-up radio. Speaking of catch-up radio, a month after I last mentioned it, worthwhile pointing it out again, the BBC International website contains lots of play buttons to listen again to Radio 4 output. The BBC app on mobile internationally contains no such buttons at all. For the reasons why this makes no sense, please wind your podcast back 60 seconds and have a listen again. Where am I speaking next? Well, I'm not speaking anywhere until March. Hooray! Radio Days Europe is where I will next be speaking in Riga in Latvia. Looking forward to that. That's in March 22nd to the 24th, 2026. I should book my flights, I suppose. That would be fun. Gosh, I really want to do more flying. And thank you so much to many of my supporters. In fact, all of my supporters. I mean, thank you to all of those, including Broadcast Radio, including the creative coach, Wade Kingsley, also Jukwa and Soma FM, and Studio, of course. Let's not forget them with 2 eyes. Plus Greg Strassel, Sam Phelps, Richard Hilton, Emma Gibbs, Jocelyn Abbey, and James Masterton for being regular supporters. If you would like to support my work in any way, you can buy me a coffee. Buymeacoffee.com/James Cridland is where to do that. I'm on Blue Sky at james.crid.land, or I'm on Mastodon at james@bne.social. And my website has more details about who I am and what I do and whether I could help you further. I should really fix my james.crid.land website as well, shouldn't I? I'll go and do that in a minute. Anyway, you can find that at james.cridland.net. Yes, james.cridland.net. And until next time, keep listening.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.